6:45. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by Danushka Madhavala, read by Soundi Thavam. Sri Lanka marks a record number of coronavirus cases for the third continuous day. 1,466 new COVID-19 cases were reported yesterday. The President says a systematic plan has been devised to build an eco-friendly socio-economic structure in the country. The Premier emphasises that the Chinese Defence Minister's visit has strengthened the bilateral ties between Sri Lanka and China. The decision on closing the airport or limit the number of tourist arrivals to the country will be decided on the instructions of the health authorities. In world news, the world's glaciers melting at accelerating rate. Sri Lanka marks the highest number of coronavirus patients for the third continuous day. Sri Lanka, setting a new record for coronavirus cases for a third day, confirmed over 1,400 new cases yesterday. According to the Epidemiology Unit of the Health Ministry, 1,466 new COVID-19 cases were reported yesterday. Among the positive cases identified yesterday were 1,419 associates of the Paliagoda COVID-19 cluster, 32 associates of the prison cluster, and 15 persons who arrived from overseas. According to the Epidemiology Unit report at 9:30 p.m. yesterday, a total of 104,953 COVID-19 cases have been reported and 9,209 infected patients are being treated at hospitals. 6 deaths due to COVID-19 were reported yesterday, raising the total to 661, and 94,083 patients have fully recovered and been discharged from hospitals. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa says a systematic plan has been devised to build an environment-friendly socio-economic structure in the country. The structure will be implemented under the Green Economy policy. A proposal in this regard received the nod from the Cabinet of Ministers. The President made these comments at a Cabinet meeting held yesterday, focusing on the use of organic fertilizers to achieve toxin-free food production. This is on par with the global standards, the President added. The country will move forward to fulfill the globally accepted standards. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Minister Prasanna Ranatunga says that the decision on closing the airport or limiting the number of tourist arrivals to the country will be decided on the instructions of the health authorities. Indian tourists arrive in the country under travel bubbles. Many limitations have been imposed on Indian tourists. Considering the present situation, Indian tourists will be quarantined in separate rooms. The minister added that action has been taken to limit the arrival of Indian tourists after discussions with the Indian authorities. The most number of arrivals to the airport were the migrant workers. The government allowed them to reach the country without any restrictions. The repatriation will only be limited under the spaces available in the quarantine centres. The Colombo High Court yesterday concluded the hearing of the case filed against the chairman of the Avantgarde Maritime Services Company, Nisanka Senadipati, and 7 others for operating a floating armoury in the seas off the Galle Harbour. The presenting of oral submissions, which had continued over the past 3 days, were concluded yesterday. Thereafter, the bench directed the parties to submit their written submissions on May 12th. The 3-judge panel then announced that the verdict in the case would be delivered on May 21st. The Attorney General had filed 19 charges against 8 suspects, including Nisanka Yapa Senadipati, the chairman of the Avantgarde Maritime Services. That concludes local news.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa says the Chinese Defence Minister's visit has strengthened the bilateral ties between Sri Lanka and China. The Premier made these comments when he met the visiting Chinese Defence Minister, General Wei Feng, last afternoon at Temple Trees. The Premier also appreciated the visit despite the pandemic situation. Sri Lanka had a number of high-level visits from China since the outbreak of the pandemic. Furthermore, the Premier congratulated the Chinese government on the achievements in poverty alleviation. China has uplifted nearly 100 million rural residents out of absolute poverty. China has accomplished this 10 years in advance of the completion of the UN Sustainable Development Goal in poverty alleviation. This is an impressive achievement. It is indeed an important milestone, the Premier added. Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa extended his appreciation for the generous donation of 600,000 doses of Sinopharm vaccines and personal protective equipment since the outbreak of the pandemic. The Premier said that Sri Lanka looks forward to China's continued support in dealing with this crisis in the future as well. That came to you in the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
In Watchlight, the Civil Aviation Authority Medicine Unit has formulated and issued an international all health clear certificate to their staff so that they could carry on their duties anywhere in the world. This certification was issued in association with the International Civil Aviation Organization and the European Union Aviation Safety Agency. It was issued to pilots, stewardesses, air traffic controllers and other airline staff who successfully underwent complete health checks. That came to you in Watchlight.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of
the best discount in this Aurudhu season, People's Leasing Polybasi. Enjoy an interest rebate of 25% from People's Leasing for all the leasing facilities during this Aurudhu season. Call 011-206300 for more details. Conditions apply.
People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
In world news headlines this morning, deadly second COVID wave spreads through Indian cities. COVID news, Turkey prepares for its first full lockdown, and the world's glaciers melting at accelerating rate. India has reached a devastating figure of 200,000 coronavirus deaths, with the pressure on many hospitals showing no sign of abating amid a surging second wave. The real number of fatalities is thought to be far greater, with many not being officially recorded. Oxygen supplies remain critically low across the country, with the black market the only option for some people. Crematoriums are operating non-stop with makeshift pyres in car parks. There have been at least 300,000 new infections every day in the past week, with more than 360,000 new cases in the past 24 hours on Wednesday. Overall, more than 17.9 million cases have been registered. The streets are crowded, the shopping centres busy, and the traffic heavy. Some flock to the main bus terminal to get out of Istanbul, while others are trying to stockpile alcohol amid news of a booze ban. WhatsApp groups are now dominated by messages about how life will be in the coming days. This is the mood as Turkey prepares later on Thursday to enter its first full lockdown of the pandemic to curb a surge in infections and deaths. This time last year, Turkey was seen as a success story for its early combative action and even praised by the WHO. 1 year on, it is among the countries worst affected by COVID, with the highest infection rate in Europe. The world's glaciers are melting at an accelerating rate, according to a comprehensive new study. A French-led team assessed the behavior of nearly all documented ice streams on the planet. The researchers found them to have lost almost 270,000 billion tons of ice a year over the opening 2 decades of the 21st century. The meltwater produced now accounts for about a fifth of global sea level rise, the scientists told the Nature journal. The numbers involved are quite hard to imagine, so team member Robert McNabb from the Universities of Ulster and Oslo uses an analogy. Back to the headlines of the world news. Deadly second COVID wave spreads through Indian cities. COVID news, Turkey prepares for its first full lockdown, and the world's glaciers melting at accelerating rate. That concludes this bulletin of world news.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of
the best discount in this Aurudhu season, People's Leasing Polybasi. Enjoy an interest rebate of 25% from People's Leasing for all the leasing facilities during this Aurudhu season. Call 011-206300 for more details. Conditions apply.
People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
In development news, the World Bank Tuesday approved $80.5 million additional financing to help Sri Lanka access and distribute fairly COVID-19 vaccines and to strengthen the country's vaccination system and pandemic response. This additional finance builds on the $217.56 million Sri Lanka COVID-19 Emergency Response and Pandemic Preparedness Project, which was approved in April 2020. This new financing will help purchase vaccines to cover approximately 4 million people. In addition, it will cover the costs of deploying safe and effective vaccines to 20% of Sri Lanka's population to meet the target of vaccinating at least 60% of its population. This additional financing will also help implement the National Vaccine Deployment Plan of the Ministry of Health. That came to in development news, and moving on to sports, it's cricket first. The second and final test match against the visiting Bangladesh team and the Sri Lanka team will commence at the Pallekele International Cricket Stadium today. This match is important for both sides as the first match ended in a draw. 90 members of the ground staff have undergone PCR tests before the match as a precautionary measure. On to soccer news. Manchester City produced a superb display to come from behind and take control of their Champions League semi-final with victory against Paris Saint-Germain in France. Pep Guardiola's side fought their way through a scintillating early PSG surge when they fell behind to Marquinhos' header, glanced in from Angel Di Maria's corner after 15 minutes to dominate after the break and turn this first leg tie in Paris on its head. All that came to you in sports news. It's business news up next.
Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money.
A surge in iPhone sales, especially in China, has led to a doubling of profits at Apple since the start of the pandemic. The results reflected optimism about the days ahead, Apple's boss said. Rival tech firm Facebook also reported bumper revenues and profits, but the social media giant warned Apple's latest software release could undermine its prospects later in the year. Apple has seen sales of its iPhones, apps and other devices rise throughout the pandemic as consumers spent more time working, shopping and seeking entertainment online. That's business news, economic news up next.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money.
Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply.
Economic News. Courtesy of
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibility. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
Production at Oxford's mini plant will be suspended for 3 working days due to a shortage of computer chips. BMW said its Cowley factory will not manufacture cars on Friday or on Tuesday and Wednesday after the bank holiday weekend. A spokeswoman said the company had taken steps to minimize further disruption and was monitoring the situation on a daily basis. Other companies are also being hit by the global shortage of computer chips. Jaguar Land Rover has suspended production at its Castle Bromwich and Halewood factories this week for the same reason. That's economic news.
I bought my daughter a laptop for her work by managing my finances. Whatever the expenses may be, I can't afford to miss out on life's special moments like her birthday or our anniversary. So you need to invest to make your family's future flourish.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibilities. That's why we promise to give you the best returns on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
On to the weather report. The Met Department says showers or thundershowers will occur at several places in the central, Sabragama, southern, Uva, north central and eastern provinces and in the Mullaitivu district during the evening or night. A few showers may occur in the western and southern coastal areas during the morning. Fairly heavy rainfalls above 50 millimeters can be expected at some places in the Sabragama, Uva and central provinces and in the Galle and Matara districts. To conclude this bulletin of news, a recap of the headlines. Sri Lanka marks a record number of coronavirus cases for the 3rd continuous day. 1,466 new COVID-19 cases were reported yesterday. The President says a systematic plan is being devised to build an eco-friendly socio-economic structure in the country. The Premier emphasizes that the Chinese Defense Minister's visit has strengthened the bilateral ties between Sri Lanka and China. The decision on closing the airport or limiting the number of tourist arrivals to the country will be decided on the instructions of the health authorities. And the world's glaciers melting at accelerating rate. That concludes this morning's news broadcast, and now it's back to Geetanjali. This Thursday morning. Good morning, Geetanjali.